Hello and a warm welcome to It's My Life, the program that brings you face to face with country's top politicians. This week we are in the northeastern state of Assam tracking a veteran political personality who's worked closely with 4 generations of Nehru-Gandhi family. He's the main force behind driving the development agenda in Assam. Let's meet Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi this time. Day for this septuagenarian leader begins very early. At an age when people take life easy, Tarun Gogoi still is seen as a hard disciplinarian for himself and others by setting an example. Beginning at 6 a.m. every day, it's a strict regime for him, first with a walk on his lawn, donning a trademark cap which he simply loves, and then some mandatory stretching exercises. Welcome, sir, on It's My Life.
So welcome to Assam.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So I believe you're going for your morning walk, huh?
Morning walk.
Okay. So we shall not disturb you. You go ahead with the walk and then we'll follow you then. A small puja every day before he bows his head in front of his parents' portrait. Time now for morning breakfast with wife Dolly Gogoi. What is it really to be a wife of a chief minister? You've always been a homemaker, or
I'm always like a normal housewife, nothing different to me.
okay.
So I take it as every day as a normal way.
So taking care of his medicine.
Yeah, that is the main thing. Taking care of him. Then after the children came, I take care of the children. That is my job. And I see myself like this only, nothing more than that.
I'm sure you must have accompanied him always for the campaigns and.
Yeah, there are sometimes. Just wanted to look after him.
Okay. The basic agenda has always been to
just
take
look
care of
after
him.
when he's traveling.
How much time have you been really able to spend together?
Frankly speaking, when in the beginning, he spent a lot of time with us, the family. Then,
In the beginning, when you say it's
well,
like.
after the marriage.
Okay.
And then till my first child, my Chandrima was born, my daughter.
Right.
Till then it was quite okay, it's a normal. But soon after, after some time, then he got very busy with the politics. And she was assigned a lot of jobs and also then the timing got a bit less and disturbed. And practically my son didn't have any time with him.
So, Mr. Gogoi, your children have never been complaining that, Dad, you're not there.
Complain, there's no doubt about it. But anyhow, we have to adjust it. Huh?
They got used to it actually.
They got used to it. But how much time did you really get? And now, of course, do you get to watch films together, go out to the theatre? You mustn't be doing all that.
That is not possible.
That's possible.
With the Z category security.
Not the security.
No time also. Otherwise it is busy and no problem that also.
We go to functions. There's some functions when we are invited for this,
Right.
But
We
that is
do.
only for an hour. Yes,
We
together.
do.
So when I feel when I get interested to that program,
Then it's time.
Then it's time.
I
to
do
get
go
us. So I said,
program, but I don't continue for
sometimes,
complete day.
he goes.
Who's your favourite actor?
No, those days only Dilip Kumar, Nargis, I was those days.
Okay.
Of course.
But in the present lot, do you like someone?
Present love, frankly, is a completely different. I know a few names, but it was a different family.
Few names like?
No, so I'm not, all those I know all. Obviously,
Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan. And what about your love for songs and all? Is he a romantic by heart? I'm sure you do that.
Some romantic is there. I don't say they're not a romantic.
Romance is there, hidden romance.
Hidden romance, oh my God. But any particular time, so you feel that I've had enough of politics, now I'm just going to quit politics and live into my own world. Do you ever feel so?
Occasionally I do have.
Okay.
But again, the situation again changes. Then I also change my mind also.
Mr. Gogoi, you started with a life which is full of struggle, and you've come up the hard way, which has not been easy. There were times, probably I was reading somewhere, that you didn't, when you joined the party and you started campaigning and all, you didn't even have a car at that time.
Yeah, we didn't
So
have
just
a car.
tell us a little as to who contributed to your success in those
No,
days.
in fact, my elder brother, I tell you, we come from a middle class family. I mean, we didn't have a car. So my brother, he bought a second-hand car, particularly for me. So I was...
And you used that second-hand car
I used
for
a
campaign.
second-hand for campaign.
What about the leaders in the political party? I mean, leaders like Pranab Mukherjee has been close to you and he has helped you big time in those initial
No,
years.
in fact, Pranab Mukherjee I know for a long time, very friendly. Then I came close to him also. Then I know how he became a deputy minister, how he became minister of state, and then finance minister.
And he used to share secrets of the party also with you.
So that's also subsequently, of course, we came very close.
But if I have to ask you, whom would you give credit to your wonderful career you have in the politics? Whom would you really give your credit to?
No, initially, for my entry in the parliament is the Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed,
Okay.
who became the president of India. Subsequently, it is Indira Ji.
Okay.
And time now to leave for the day. First stop at an agricultural exhibition. Assam, which is known for its agrarian economy, Gogoi has contributed a lot.
Tarun Gogoi is considered as a semblance of development, and he's the force who revived agriculture and brought in mechanization to a large extent in the state.
Daily stock taking with the bureaucrats at his home cum camp office goes on till late evening.
Mr. Gogoi, Assam has seen some very violent times during late 70s and early 80s.
Yeah.
Just tell us a little about what Assam society was in those times.
Of course, that was the worst time in the history of Assam also.
Yeah.
79, 80s, till even 2001 also.
Okay.
That was the worst time also. So initially in 79, they started.
So basically you were handling a lot of insurgency operations at that time.
Subsequently. That time it was just like you can say the insurgency was born.
Okay.
Then it was started growing also. Then it reached a peak stage also.
When you talk about insurgency operations, at that time there was a perception that people were afraid of coming out of their houses.
Yeah, that's also true. And that also that time a lot of supports were also there.
Okay.
You see, without support, no insurgency can succeed. One is
So
support.
when you say support, then support from the political parties or it's...
Some political party has a little soft corner.
Okay.
They didn't speak out openly.
Right.
That is also true. Some have a secret understanding also.
Okay.
Initial stage, I say. See, then, of course. And some, of course, out of fear also. It is not that only because of the support also.
Right. But so when all this was happening, you
Yeah.
also had a lot of big responsibility in Delhi. So how are you managing your time between Delhi and Assam at that point
No,
of time?
no, that time, of course, most of the time I was in Delhi that time. You see, when it was born, then when it was grown also. So that time I was in Delhi also. But from the very beginning also, we wanted to have a solution of the problem also. We
Right.
want to have a talk with the ASU also.
Okay.
You see, those days, I myself were persuaded Indira ji also.
Okay.
And she agreed also. And she took initiative also. Yeah.
You've worked with various generations of Congress.
Yeah.
What is the kind of difference which you see
Difference
in the
is-
earlier years and now when
No,
you
there's
deal
a
with
vast
the people in Delhi?
differences. Because I started as a student congress. You see, I met Jawaharlal Nehru ji also.
Okay.
You
Yeah, yeah, you worked with Nehru ji as well.
I didn't work with Nehru, but as a youth leader, I gave a memorandum. Then we had those days, Bharat Juvak Samaj.
Okay.
She used to address us also.
Okay.
So I met them also. And I worked with those leaders who worked under Nehru ji in Assam also.
So you were one of those likable personalities
No.
in the Congress circle?
I
at
don't
point
know
of
whether
time?
I'm a likable person or not. The fact that, so I worked, you see, when the Nehruji was the Prime Minister.
But did you at any point of time also hold the blue-eyed boy of Congress? I'm sure you
don't-
must have enjoyed the time.
I enjoyed that time. It's not that. And those days is a Congress were more concentrated with the constructive work,
Yeah.
social work.
Right. Welcome back. You're watching It's My Life. Your Chief Minister of Assam, Tarun Gogoi. So, Mr. Gogoi, when did you actually start learning golf? Which year was
Back
this?
in 92.
Okay.
I still remember I was in Delhi also that time. Then somebody came to me, he was persuading me. I
Okay.
said, why don't you play golf? So I didn't have much idea about golf, frankly speaking.
Okay.
So then he persuaded me. Then he took me to the Delhi Golf Club.
Did you at any point of time maybe feel out of the place because it's considered as some kind of an elite game when you started?
Though it looks elite games, but it's the most, I will tell you, you enjoy it, you walk it, and then concentration also.
Okay.
Distress also. You see, whenever you play golf, you forget about anything.
Okay.
You forget even your own wife also. So
I'm
most of-
glad Mrs. Gogoi is not here when you
Yes,
say
it's a
this.
good thing because you are so concentrated.
Right.
You just forget everything.
Assam has a huge scenic beauty and
Yeah,
landscapes are known, tea
Yeah,
gardens.
yeah.
Do you think that Bollywood has explored Assam in terms of beauty enough?
They have not explored the Bollywood also.
Right.
Because Assam has its unique, on its own beauty, natural beauty.
Because the Hindi films don't show Assam much.
Yeah, because you see, they have not realized or they have not seen Assam maybe, I don't know. So we do invite them more.
So are you in touch with any of the directors or
I'm
maybe
not
the
in
producers?
touch also. Whenever they do come here also, not that I have not
Okay.
come in. So Mahesh Bhatt also came.
Okay.
Then that Kher is also came.
From the golf field, we head straight to a public meeting.
Right now we are at a village called Chaigaon, which is part of the Kamrup district. This particular district is very close to the Brahmaputra river. In fact, 14 districts are there close by, which easily get ravaged by the flood every year. And Tarun Gogoi ensures that he is there to meet the victims, be it elections or not, but he ensures that he is by their side. Way to Jorhat, which is in Upper Assam, where Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi will address a few rallies, and most importantly, Jorhat is the place where his school, his college exists, and probably we'll also meet a few of his childhood friends.
A visit now to his childhood school.
Till what class to what class you were here?
That is, of course, from 7 to 10 I was there.
What memories really, sir, you have of this place?
This is the best time here. This is a school here.
So you were staying in this hostel you were talking about?
That was the hostel.
Okay.
This is a new building coming up. This is a new building. These are the new buildings coming up.
And I'm sure you must be having those night parties as well at those
so
times.
In those days also we went out and went to see the cinema.
Yeah. So this is the place where you practiced your law?
Yeah, I started my law profession from this. We call a bar associations.
Okay.
All the lawyers, advocates, they sit together. Of course, courts is the other side.
Okay. For how many years did you practice law?
About 9-10 years I was there.
One particular case which is really etched in your memory?
No, I still remember there was a separation case also.
Okay.
It took a long time. After that day again, it was reunited.
Okay. And I'm sure they must be blessing you now.
No, maybe blessing. I don't know those verses.
And in those days, you never regretted the absence of the lady lawyers? You did?
That was a misfortune.
We are now in a place for which Assam is known for, and that is the tea gardens which you see behind my backdrop. Mr. Gogoi, talking about the tea gardens.
Yeah.
Assam is known to be the largest producer of tea. But even then, Assam doesn't have a competitive edge in the tea market. What is the reason according to you?
We have some competitive edge because our quality is even today is the best in the whole world. Even today.
Okay.
So that is a little advantage. But our productivity has to be increased.
Okay.
Because in this, you have to find for economical...
But what is the reason for low productivity?
You see, low productivity is sometimes you have not gone in for replantations.
Okay.
The new technology you have to use. So research has been going on.
Okay.
Because earlier the tea industry was, you see, they got a monopoly. So didn't spend a lot of money for the research also.
Okay. But so what about things like packaging?
Then
You don't
packaging,
have a very out of the box packaging.
Mainly the packaging is we are bad. Marketing we are bad. For example, the Sri Lankan tea is inferior to Assam.
Okay.
But in spite of that,
The packaging is just excellent.
packaging or marketing, the market share is quite high. It was one good thing that they're realizing is a health drink. That is a good
I remember you said in one of your meetings that it should be given the tag of a national drink.
national drink. All
Right.
along we have been demanding it should be decided as a national drink. It's a fact also, but majority of the people.
But the moment you start talking about tea, the people bring in coffee because it's a sister beverage.
Comparatively, the consumption of tea is much higher than coffee,
Okay.
even within the country.
So you still say that it should be made a national drink?
Yeah. It's because that is the number one. This is a jail in which during independence struggle, all the top leaders, they were here. Whether even Rashtrapati Phagornali,
Okay.
all the Bharatatan, Gopinath Bordle, Gosamis, all the top leader of the country, of the state.
Right.
You see, they were here. That was the main central jail during independence
This is
struggle.
during independence struggle you're talking
Struggle
about?
also.
Okay.
And then you see, in 68, I don't know exactly, there was a hesitation for refinery also.
Okay.
So for that refinery, I also spent one night here.
Okay.
That's why there's a jail, of course, where I spent at least one night.
Okay. What was the experience like in that one day, probably when you were there?
Of course, one day, of course, most of our own colleagues were there. But I know the difficulties they've been facing. You have to lie, sleep on the ground also, the same
Okay.
food. The most important jail in the freedom struggle, in the history of the freedom
The
struggle.
Jorhat jail. We've reached a place called Moran, which is part of the Upper Assam, where population is largely OBC, and they've placed a few set of demands before the Chief Minister, which they say have not been fulfilled for the last almost 15 years. For example, introduction of Thai as a language in schools, demanding an ST status, and a bigger chorus for a political, economic, and cultural empowerment. Mr. Gogoi, Assam, there's one major problem which the entire country talks about, and that is of illegal migration. And now with you've started your work on the National Register for Citizens.
Yeah.
How far are you really
in
through?
fact, illegal migration has gone down.
Okay.
Even if you see the census report, even 2001,
Okay.
2011 also, percentage of the growth of population of Assam is less than
the national level is growth of the nation. Earlier it was much higher.
But how many foreigners has your state really been able to filter out and deport as of now?
No, deportation is very difficult. As the government of India's, because Bangladesh is not accepting.
Right. But the process has started?
Process we have started. Sometimes they didn't accept it. So there's a major problem also. They didn't accept it.
But Mr. Gogoi, across the state we've been travelling, and one positive thing which we've seen is the development of the roads. The roads have been really good.
Yeah, these are interior places.
But despite the road being laid out, so many thousands of kilometers have been laid out. But still, you know, the underdeveloped tag still exists for Assam. In how many years will you be able to overcome this?
Oh, definitely we are lagging behind for last 50 years. Even from the very beginning.
Right.
So it will take time. That's why this time also I took up in a niti out. Unless you give the extra money, extra incentive. So how could you catch up with?
So what is your one big dream for Assam?
Naturally we want that Assam should be as developed as any other part of the country.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you,
Gogoi.
Dr.
It's a
Thank
pleasure
you.
having you on It's My
Pleasure,
Life.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.